Okay, so we are on to part 3 of our project 2. And so we start with our algorithmic design again. And here's where I am, part 3. Here I'm going to add 2 more functions to our code, search and remove. This time we're going to add a remove. So if you recall, we are going to shift and remove, right? So when you have to delete something, if you remember, we are going to be shifting things. Okay, so we have an array of our videos in here, remember, or songs or whatever it is that you have. Here's my index. Each one has, in my case, I have 2 parts. I have the title and a year, and you have 4 things in each one, your artist, your song name, artist, in minutes and seconds, right? So, okay, so we have some data here. Now, if I wanted to delete an item in position 1, if they wanted to delete a movie, remember what we're going to do is we're going to copy everything from all the way to the bottom. If my count is sitting here, then we are going to start from here and copy everything over, right? And so you're going to copy this one, then this one, then this one, and until we have reached the index that we want to delete. And then when we are there, we stop shifting, right? So this is kind of how we delete, by shifting elements in an array. So going back to our code here, here is my remove function that I have written. Let's go and take a look at the prototype. Here, actually I don't have a, yeah, right here, I don't have a prototype, but let's add it. I have to add my prototype. I called it void. It's a void function, remove video. It takes video, my struct array called list. It should take the count by reference, because when I delete a video, I need to decrement my count, because if I had 6 videos and if I delete one, I only should have 5 now. And I don't know if I need anything else. That's all I need. Okay, I already wrote the function. Let's go to the bottom of the file and take a look at where my function is. And I believe that takes, okay, right here, removes the video from the list. And it takes, just like we said, okay, so it takes the array of videos and the count by reference. Then in here, you initialize an integer variable called del index to be 0. Tell them, please enter the index of the video to delete. So when we output our videos, we should have numbers. Otherwise, it may not look good. So we will do that. And then you read it. And again, this should be done with data validation. So ideally, you should call your readInt in this function. We'll fix that in this spot. Ignore, and if del index is less than count, so you check. So this is my del index. If I'm going to delete here, then del index will be 1. If the user enters 1, right? That would be an equal to sign. That would be del index. So that's my other window. Set del index to whatever the user wants. If it is less than count, we go through a loop for int I equals del index I less than, this should be count, because that is my, not size, count, because that is the number of elements that I have in my list. And list of I minus 1 equals list of I. So del index I starts here. As far as I is less than count, I copy from I minus 1, although it depends on how I wrote my, what did I write there? Let's see. I equals I minus 1. So I actually start my del index here. I equals I minus 1. So I minus 1 is here. You copy it from here down here. That doesn't sound right. My array is not going in the right direction. So if I'm going to copy it, you should really copy it from here to here. So del index is less than count for I equals del index, I less than count I plus plus, from list of I down to list of I minus 1. Okay, so copy over decrement count at the end of it all. Then you should have the right number of elements when it's all done. And when your array goes back, you've deleted an element from your array. Okay, and let's see, how do we print this? When we print it, we want to make sure. So here, let's take a look at this print data function. We want to print with I, otherwise it doesn't look very nice, because if you don't display the index, how does the user know what index to pick? So output I, then output a colon space or something, and then output your title and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's see how that looks. So get your other window. Okay, let's go to my struct and let's do G plus, and let's see, where am I? Do I have project part 3? Okay, G plus project2 part 3 dot cpp, not dot cpp, just like that. Okay, now project2 part 3, run it, and my menu doesn't have an R option, so that would be a problem. So let's go here, and let's also put a new line after my print so it looks a little nicer. And line, and our menu needs a remove option. So let's go to my menu. Where's my menu? Right here. Let's add a remove option. Add. After add, we want to be able to say see out. I think I have case D. So D to delete or remove. Delete a video. Okay, so call it what you want. If you want to be consistent, call it remove instead of delete. Okay, save that. Let's go here. Try it one more time. Build it first, like that. Now I have a whole bunch of problems. I must have done something. Oh, I forgot to close a double quote right here. Escape, right? Okay, let's try this one more time. You see so many errors like that, that means it's something simple that we forgot to do. Project 3, part 2. No, project 2, part 3. Okay, so now there is my list and it's printed my indices. Let's say D to delete. If I want to delete element 1, print. Okay, there we go. Happy feet is gone. I can delete another one. Let's delete number 2. Print. So there, now I got one more gone. Can add happy feet 2019. Print. There we go. It gets added at the end, right? Okay, so delete is working. Let's add our search function. We don't have anything in search. So you go back to your previous code, vi video part 4.cpp, and you simply copy that search by name function. We got to copy search by name. We got to make a few changes, but we will do that. Let's go all the way to the bottom, add search, and okay, there we go. It's the search by name function. Takes the array of struct. It doesn't take multiple arrays. It only takes one array. Search by name. So here, let's fix this. Get rid of your arrays, multiple arrays. We only need one array of video type called list. It's the same array. And here enter a name to search for, all that is going to be the same. If string of, not video name of I, list square bracket I dot title. That's what we're comparing. Each one's title to search name to see if it is there. If it is there, we output list square bracket I dot title and list square bracket I dot year. Remember, they're all part of the struct now. They cannot be hanging out by themselves. The array is only one array. Okay, that's it. Then let's take that prototype and go all the way to the top and put it up there with my database functions in the search, right with my add and stuff. Right here after my remove, put it there, put a semicolon, and uncomment in my execute command, uncomment the search, and search is done. Okay. Okay. Save it. Escape. Save. Let's see if it works. Go here. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. There. Okay. Let's go here to my struct and Project2 Part 3. Let's compile it. Project2 Part 3. Let's see if my search works. Okay, there's my stuff. Search. Let's type in Avengers. There we go. Search King. Okay. So search works, right? That's it. So those are the two things that we wanted to incorporate in Part 3. Okay, the only thing that you need to add is when you ask, anytime you ask for numbers, for example, the remove function, when you ask for del index right here, you should ideally call the readint. You should not do this without calling the readint. So here is what we're going to do. We are going to go here and we are going to have a variable called prompt like we did before, and we are going to do string copy, str copy prompt, and you're going to copy this prompt like that. Then del index, you're going to say del index equals read int, which is the name of my function, and you're going to send a prompt to it and it'll come back with a good number. You don't need to do this because we are doing that in the function. Okay, let's test it. There's that. Now go here and try to compile it, try to run it, and say, okay, I want to delete something. If you type in something bad, it should say invalid data, and you should type in an index that is valid and print. And notice that's gone. Now you should, one other thing I'm not checking for is what happens if index is greater than count. I should take care of that as well. I have a bug here in my program. I'm checking it right now. If index is less than count, I delete, and count minus minus shouldn't be out here. It should be in here, because if it's outside, what is it is going to delete the last element. Okay, count minus minus. So if del index is greater than count, which means if it is not within the range, then this won't do anything. It will delete only if it is within range. So this is important for us to do. Okay, escape, try that. Now go here, build it, run it, and it should work fine. So P, print everything, delete number 5, no, delete number 5, and print. Notice now I only have 4. I think it deleted the last one, or maybe it didn't. Okay, so P, I have 4. If I say D to delete, and if I delete number 4, P is deleting the one before 4. So there is a bug here. Okay, so quit out of there. So take a look and see why it is deleting, not the last one, but if del index is less than count, we go through the for loop, we delete everything, and then we decrement count. But it is deleting. Let me check this again on the left hand side. Let's try this one more time. Run it. Okay, so we say D to delete. And if I delete number 5 and P to print, and it is deleting number 4. So that must be from the way I am doing my index. So del index is essentially what I'm reading is not what I am deleting. For int I equals, how about del index plus 1. Okay, let's try that. Nope, I want to be able to compile first, which I didn't do. Compile it. Okay, then run it. Okay, so now delete, and let's say delete 5. Okay, so that seems to work. So you're going to have to test it a few times and see what works and make sure it works before you submit it.